have started half an hour ago if we hadn't had these technical difficulties. But I hope you have enjoyed your dinner, and please finish up with your ice cream or your coffee. If you need to go get a drink, please do that. I want to say, to start with, that it really has been a great privilege for me to lead our club during this past year. And as I was preparing my remarks for tonight, and especially as I reviewed the milestones and the many members who have served literally for decades, I am completely humbled. And I thank you for trusting me with leading the club. I'm really so happy to be able to I am really happy to be able to spend this evening with you and to enjoy this great meal together. And I'm really very glad that so many of you came and are helping to celebrate all the wonderful things that our club has done this year. And there is a cord here that's bothering me. In early July of last year, the very first meeting that I shared with our members what a dream year for me might look like, and the dreams that I hope we would make a reality. And I'm so grateful and very appreciative to you for helping me make many of those dreams come true. Now, if you will indulge me for a little while, I'd like to look back on those dreams and how you have turned many of them into reality. Now, I got to tell you, I'm running this little clicker thing, and I'm not very good with all this, so, okay. We are going to do our year in review. So I dreamed of a lot of more service opportunities. Now, our club has so many members with so many talents and so many abilities that I thought we could do more than we were already doing. We had a lot of great projects like Soulmates, and I know the members here know all about this, but our guests may not. Soulmates is a project where we purchase shoes for kids who are in need, and the kids have to earn points in some way in order to qualify for that. But you should see the smiles on these kids' faces. They either don't have shoes, or their siblings, or their 2 left feet, or something like that. It's a much needed service project. We also do a project called Covered in Coats, and our club purchases new coats for every student at Pine Ridge Prep. And these kids, again, are in desperate need for coats. And they are absolutely thrilled. You can see that little kid with his head turned sideways. He's very excited. Another project that we do is water education. We partner with USD 501 to help with water education. It's not our project, but we participate in that. Every week, we provide a book for Ross Elementary School, and throughout the course of the year, we probably give 45 to 50 books to a school, again, in need. And of course, career days. We help with an opportunity. Again, we partner with 501 and with Washburn Tech, and we provide transportation so that all the 6th graders in 501 have a chance to experience what technical education might look like in their lives. Now, here's a little aside. We don't often get enough feedback on projects that we do to help us know that we really are making a difference. And this year, with the help of Terry Hobbs, who was involved in this, we took a survey of the teachers and staff who were involved in this, and we received 21 responses. And of those responses, 100% felt that the project was either extremely beneficial or beneficial. And so that was really good for us to do. And the only little complaint, most of their comments were very, very positive, but their only complaints were the bus was late, they were hot, and some things like that. So the experience itself was really, really good for the kids. One service project that I mentioned that I really had a passion for last year, but knew that I would in no way have time to be able to put this into effect, would be vocational mentorship of high school students at Highland Park or Topeka High. And I was hoping maybe we could get that in place another year. But almost out of the clear blue sky, 3 people spoke up, they stood up, and they followed their passions. With the guidance, enthusiasm, and tenacity of Angel Zimmerman, Jeremy Snowden, and Lee Morris, and with the unanimous endorsement of our board, our club applied for a very significant district grant to support the Highland Park Interact Club and their many projects, and the grant was 100% approved. It was truly a very ambitious undertaking, especially since it was the first year for this. These Interact Club projects, and Interact, for those of you who don't know, is a high school Rotary Club that's sponsored by both a Rotary Club and someone in the school, so it really is among everybody. One of the projects that we did was called the Christmas Project for Student Parents, and what this Interact Club did was they had the concept of providing the ability of young parents, student parents, to be able to experience the gift of giving Christmas presents to their children, and otherwise they would not have been able to do that. Rotarians, you can see we went shopping, and then we delivered the gifts to the Interact Club, and they took it from there. There was also a Legos project for Eisenhower Grade School. I didn't have a picture I could show you of that, but a pilot project for this had been done by the Interact Club, making Legos available at the principal's office, and the purpose of this, it was to be used by children who needed to decompress and refocus when they were having some behavioral problems. And I mean, it sounds like a crazy idea, but it was extremely successful. So the project was then expanded to every classroom in that school. And in this project, we Rotarians and the Interact Club went shopping together to purchase the Legos, and then they were delivered to the school and distributed. And I was there for that delivery, and those kids were so excited and so appreciative. Another project that the Interact Club did was the diaper project for student parents. And you know, this sure doesn't sound very sexy, and it really isn't, but a lot of these student parents did not have the funding available, especially in the summer, for them to be able to provide appropriate cleanliness for the kids. And you know, that becomes a health issue, and they couldn't do it. And so part of our project was to help purchase diapers for the availability of the student parents that summer. Another project that was really fun was the student mentoring and mock interviews. And in this, a lot of the Rotarians, there were, I don't know, 40 or something like that, met with students. We had a couple of different types of events. We met with students and we just talked to them for like 5 minutes, and then they would rotate around. And it was an experience that a lot of them had never had, talking to reasonable adults. So you know, it was just, and it was amazing how different these kids were. Some were like grown-ups and some wouldn't even make eye contact, but it was an experience for them. And then the other piece of that was that we had mock interviews, and a lot of these kids would be applying for some kind of job, dishwasher, something in healthcare, you name it, anything, not healthcare, kitchens, I don't know. But you know, they had no experience with interviewing, and so we did some role playing and we did mock interviews, and they really played along, and it was really good, and it was what I thought was a really great experience for them. Another thing we did with Highland Park, it was actually with the Boy Scouts in conjunction with them, was the Highland Park Career Exploration event. And what we did, those of us who participated, we went with our careers and with our information, and I went with my lab coat, and we just talked to kids. Anybody that was interested in our particular field, we talked to them, we shared what we knew, and you know, some were interested and some not. But one little story I have to tell you about my lab coat, one high school girl came up to me and said, "Oh, that lab coat your coat is so cool." And so I said, "You want to put it on?" And she said, "Oh, could I do that?" So she put on my lab coat, and I think that was the highlight of her year. She was just so very, very excited about that. Now, I know sometimes for many of us, this felt like we were doing so much all at once for the high school kids. But I really believe that we were making an incredible difference in the lives of these young people. And I promise you that our club is not done yet, because we intend very much for this to be a long-term partnership to help these kids on the path to becoming responsible, productive citizens. And speaking of more service projects, we did a lot this year, so there's more. I hope you remember the 2 fun in-meeting service projects we did. Both of these took a whole lot of behind-the-scenes planning for our club to walk in and suddenly do these things. The effort and preparation was not insignificant. Joni Underwood, Jeanette Weeds, and Brian Falk did a whole lot of work in the background. You may remember that recently we assembled 500 hygiene kits that we distributed to the Topeka Rescue Mission, and then they could pass that on. And we will never truly understand the effect on people's lives, but we might understand and feel it just a little bit better if we try to imagine that one person who would be able to wash or brush their teeth or comb their hair when they otherwise might not be able to. And we will never know that, but just imagining can help a little bit. If you think way back to September, we celebrated our club's 103rd birthday. And on that day, we assembled 350 celebration kits, everything in one bag that these kids would need, or these families would need, to be able to bake a cake. There was cake mix, there was a pan, there was frosting, candles, absolutely everything. And they were distributed to families who would not otherwise be able to do so. We took these to Highland Park High School and Highland Park Central Elementary School. And the teachers could then distribute those as they felt they needed to. I want to share with you an email from a woman named Sarah Bloxham at Highland Park Central. I'm not sure if she is the principal or a teacher, but anyway, she was one who received these. And I received this email from her on September 28. She wrote, "We are overwhelmed by the generosity given to Highland Park Central today. The man that delivered the kits was so kind to staff and made a great impression of human kindness. Kids were paying attention and everybody wants one. Thank you for your ongoing support of our Highland Park community." And yes, she added that little heart. I thought it was very cute. But it's really good to hear that our efforts do make a difference. I dreamed of an international service trip opportunity for our club members. And after my experience at the Rotary International Convention last year, and that was my first experience, I felt we were missing this piece of international service. And after talking with Rotarians in other clubs, doing some research, and presenting options to our board for approval, that trip is actually going to happen on July 15th through 21st. Several of our members and family members and from our club, and also several from Topeka South, will be going to a small third world town in Guatemala. And it's especially needed now, of course, because of the volcanoes that have happened. Our international efforts really didn't stop there this year. Our club continues to support both inbound and outbound Rotary Youth Exchange students by supporting the long and very detailed application process, providing funding, and finding housing for the inbound students. And that is not a small task. Those of you who attended our May 4th meeting heard 3 of these students speak about their experiences either while they were here in the United States from abroad, and one of the students, the second from the left, will be going next year. They talked about what experiences they have already had and the experiences that they are hoping to have next year in their travel. We saw and heard what an incredible international impact Rotary is having on their lives and the lives of all they encounter, including us. And we'll never really know what the ripple effect of that will be. On May 10th, and I don't have a slide for this one, but thanks to the effort of Rayhan, our club had the great honor of hosting 13 high-level ambassadors and consuls general from 11 Asian countries, along with their staff and assistants. And these folks were high-level, the Consul General of China, for example. I was very impressed with these folks. Their comments and presentations for a reminder that indeed we live in a very small world and that we are really all the same. And for the past couple of months, we've been reminded of the truly international reach of Rotary as we've raised our glasses in a Rotary International toast to another club, and then we reach out to them to say a Rotary hello. I dreamed of a very strong membership effort that could get our membership numbers to 200 or above. Next. No. Okay. We didn't get that done. In fact, we didn't even get close to it. But of course, it's normal to lose members for various reasons, especially in a club our size. But our membership is holding steady, and we continue to work toward increasing the numbers of women and the numbers under age under 40. And I know we have a number of guests here tonight, and we could use 3 or 4 more members. And, you know, we happen to have some applications, and Linda right back there has those, and I would be honored to personally be your sponsor, and I am dead serious about that. We would love to have you come on board. I also dreamed of examining who we are as a club and where we want to be in 3 to 5 years. Last December, 10 or 15 of our members spent most of a Saturday looking at where our club has been, who we are, our culture and our strengths, and our next steps to begin determining a clear path for the next 3 to 5 years of our club. It was really a great start, and in the coming months, starting this Monday morning at 7:30, thank you, Joni Underwood, we will strategically evaluate our club and ultimately update our strategic plan with clear goals for where we want to be. So stay tuned for that. I dreamed of greater financial generosity from our members. I completely admit that our club and I have asked a lot of all of you, and all I can say about that is wow. Now, I know this slide is busy, and I'm not going to read every number to you, but I do want you to know just what you all have done as a club this year. First of all, Freedom Festival, over $9,000. Cup money, I have to tell you about this one because everybody put in $1, and I thought, that's just not enough. That's not even 1/4 of a cappuccino for me. And so I challenged the club to up the ante. And last year, before this year started, our average was $350 a month, and that's what we distributed. This year, to date, our average is $420 per month, so good for you. We have given scholarships for the Rotary Youth Leadership Academy to the tune of $750. Blanche has had an effort this year for celebrating 30 years of women in Rotary, $1,200. Hurricane relief. The district asked for each member, we had those hurricanes last fall, and the district asked for each member of each club to donate $5. Our club doubled that, so $1,985. Topeka Foundation, our local foundation, over $4,000. And the Rotary International Foundation, you donated over $12,000 this year. And I just will have to kind of say this, that in order for us to become a star club, we need to have $100 per capita per member, and we are only $7,000 away from that. So if somebody has an extra $7,000, I know where you can put it. I'm kind of not kidding about that. I'm kind of not kidding at all about that. So, and also Polio Plus was an unbelievable effort, and look what you guys did. $25,000. And with the matches, that was leveraged, yes, absolutely. With the matches, that was leveraged to almost $125,000, so that's very amazing. So the subtotal here is 59,000 something or other. And I call that a subtotal because someone in our club, and I do not know who it was, donated over $90,000 this year to the Rotary International Endowment, which brings our grand total this year for $128,474. Congratulations. Here's a little bonus information that I thought was really cool to know. Since our club started in 1914, our total giving to Rotary International, and that doesn't count any of our club projects or anything else, since 1914 has been $990,000. We are only $9,800 short of $1 million. So give yourselves a hand for that. We could really use that $7,000, by the way. And speaking of generosity, the winner of last year's raffle was one of our very own Rotarians, Mike Warwick, and I ran into him today, and he's babysitting in Kansas City. He won the raffle prize of $5,000, and he gave it back to our club and to our foundation for use for service projects. So thank you, Mike. I dreamed of making our club super friendly and super welcoming. Not that we weren't already, but it's one of those things that's really intangible and it's virtually impossible to measure. But I will tell you a couple of anecdotes. I've had a number of comments from guests and from new members saying how very friendly and welcoming our club is. And we have developed what I think is a stronger bond with other clubs in the area, with the Peace Committee that's working with all the clubs, and also with the international service travel and other interactions. So to all of this, I say thank you and keep up the good work. Now, I dreamed of having a whole lot of fun, and I hope you have had as much fun as I have. But really, on the serious side now, I did try to educate you every week with the National Day calendar. My personal favorite was National Men Make Dinner Day. And I'll just leave it at that. Got that, Mike?
Sure, no problem. No problem.
And more on the fun side, 3 different people this year have gotten to wear our Rotary Superhero capes. On the left is Sam Karkoff, who led the Polio Plus campaign in October. On the right is Ron Barron, who was a fabulous member who did the Shoe Project. And in the middle, of course, is Linda Ireland. And all these people won the right to wear this cape for one whole meeting. They had to wear it for the whole meeting. We've had 4 socials this year. And one that I especially remember is the one at Topeka City Theater, where we had all 4 clubs and our district governor present. And we had 150 people come to that. It was just amazing, and it was just so much fun. And I tell you, about 2 weeks ago, someone walked by one of our meetings and heard us laughing. This was at the Capitol Plaza. They heard us laughing and just plain having fun. And this woman poked her head in to find out what was going on. Since then, she has attended a meeting, she has considered membership, and we made an impact on her. And our fun is contagious. And honestly, I'm so grateful that you at least politely laughed at my stupid jokes every week. Now, in case you missed a meeting, or have forgotten the jokes, or maybe you're a guest, I made a little party favor for everybody. These are all of the jokes from this last year. And by the way, did you hear that the price of duck feathers has risen? So now even down is up. And did you hear the one about writing bad jokes with a broken pencil? It's pointless. Oh, thank you for that. So together, I really think that we have all lived up to the +1 of the 4-way test +1. So thank you for all of that. I dreamed of a predictable place to meet and good food. Well, we're having a good meal tonight, and I'm so very happy about that. We haven't achieved it yet. We are making some progress some of the time, But I will tell you, we are still very, very actively working on that. And I do thank you for your patience and your flexibility with all the moving around that we do. We have had actually some very significant successes that we didn't even look toward having. We didn't plan for them, but as the year went on, they came up and we made them happen. We recognized that the traditional membership type that we have had for so very long simply does not work for some people, and it doesn't work very well in today's environment. We also recognized that the concept of the Venture Club, while it was solid to start with, needed some adjustment to make it work for the venture folks. So, with much background effort and much discussion over several months, we now have 4 membership types. The traditional membership is what many of us have. We have a family membership where we bring in any family member living at the same address for a little different rules, I guess you'd say. We have a business membership and a community service membership. And in the 3 short months that we have had these changes, made these changes, we have members from 3 of the 4 categories. So I really think that's going to work, and please share this with your guests who might be here tonight who might want to pick up an application form. A few months ago, a club from Israel reached out to us to say, just out of the blue, Rotary hello. And now, nearly every week, we reach out to another Rotary club, and we have their flag, so either we've been there or they've been here, and we give them an international toast, and I really hope that we will be able to continue that tradition. On the kind of serious side, we recognize that our club was straying from the tenet of Rotary as a secular organization. And some people we risked offending, which was just completely wrong. So with the effort of the board and their wisdom, we changed away from the invocation, which we had done for so long, and we changed that to the Rotary Minute. Now the operative word there is minute. Sometimes people ignore that, but we are prepared. We have had the opportunity to hear everything from personal stories about Rotary to much bigger Rotary ideas and history, and I have been very inspired by the Rotary Minute. And I'd be remiss if once again I didn't remind us all that our club has 2 members who have risen to positions of significant leadership in Rotary. District Governor Blanche Parks and Rotary International Director Larry Dimmitt, and we are so very proud of both of you. As many of you know, the theme of this past Rotary year has been Rotary making a difference. And as the Downtown Topeka Rotary Club, you have proven over and over again that we are people of action. We give, we do, we serve, and we have fun. And I believe that we together have made a difference. So I am very proud of all of you, and I thank you so much. I would like to take just a little bit of time to recognize some milestones, some special events, some people, and so if you can bear with me a little bit longer, I think that this is very important to do. Many of our members have made long, dedicated service to our club and to Rotary and to making the world a better place. On average, our club membership is 15 years, which is an interesting number. But we have, I think it was in the program, where we have members who have been here a whole lot longer than that. And so I would, if you have been a Rotarian here or elsewhere for 25 to 39 years, I would like you to please stand up and let's recognize them. Is anybody in that category? Oh, yes. And if you've been a Rotarian for 40 to 49 years, please stand or wave if that works better. So none of those folks are here tonight, but I think there are a couple of people here tonight who have been Rotarians for 50 or more years. So if you would either stand or wave, and I know Blackie is here, so you wave your hand, Blackie. We also have a number of new Paul Harris Fellows this year. Now, I think somebody explained this, maybe I did, but a Paul Harris Fellowship means that you have donated $1,000 to Rotary International, or as a community or a special Paul Harris Fellow, someone has donated that in your honor. Now, many of our members have added to their Paul Harris Fellowships already, but I think it's really a significant event when someone becomes a new Paul Harris Fellow for the first time. And we have in our club 15 new Paul Harris Fellows this year. So if you are one of those new Paul Harris Fellows, I'd like you to stand also if you're here. Thank you very much. I told you we were holding on with our membership, but the fact is we have 22 new members this year. And if you think about it, if we didn't have new members, Rotary would be gone in about a generation, because it just would. So if you are a new member this year, I would really like you to stand. Let's give them a big round of applause. I sincerely want to recognize our board members. So much work gets done behind the scenes, and the board members, they're incredibly wise and thoughtful. They make very careful decisions to keep our club on the right path. Maybe most important of all, they keep me out of trouble for the most part, but they do a tremendous amount of work and help guide us where we need to go. So any board members who are here, please stand. I'd really like to recognize you tonight. So much for your service. Now, none of the accomplishments of this Rotary year could have happened without the hard work of many people. But there are some who have gone above and beyond the call of duty and who have been especially helpful to me in so many different ways, and to our club as well. And I would like to recognize those people who are extra special and here this evening. Now, in addition to a little certificate that I made with a very special award that I made up, in addition to that, they will also receive something that I hope will remind them of the fun we've had and allow them to keep having fun next year. So a little Rotary wine glass. So, this is generally in no particular order, but I'll tell you, see if you can guess who this is. This person has a tremendous dedication to the youth and has done much behind the scenes work for RILA, Rotary Youth Exchange, inbound and outbound application, arranging interviews and finding host families, and in fact even helping with a graduate student scholarship. This person is going to get the Miracle Worker Award, and this is David Beck. I wish I could give an award to everybody, but you kick me out. As I mentioned earlier, we had a bit of a struggle with career days this year. We could not get it scheduled. Like, we were trying to be the parents and everybody else was being the naughty kids. But anyway, this person stuck it out and made sure that career days happened this year. And the title of this award is Persistence and Perseverance Award. Terry Hobbs. but only occasionally. There's somebody walking around every meeting we have with a very nice camera. The Rotary Paparazzi Award goes to Ann Palmer. And she is barefoot. How fun!
Wait, Roger's gonna take a picture. Oh.
Roger's gonna try it now. Wait, Roger's gonna take a picture.
Good night.
I don't know. I got something.
Okay.
All right.
This one might be a little bit harder. There is this person who is extremely reliable, dedicated, always here at our meetings, humble, has great ideas and wisdom. He has been, for several years, our Sergeant at Arms, and he will be your Vice President for next year. This is the Behind the Scenes Award for Stan Martindale. This is going to be really hard. This person has a lot of dedication to youth, both locally and internationally, especially Rotary Youth Exchange. She stays pretty much behind the scenes, but what she does is done with great warmth and kindness. This is called the Kind Heart Award, and Betsy Schlossman, if you will come forward and take this. Oh boy, I love this. It's been over a year. I was involved in trying to find us some good food and a new home, and then I became president and I couldn't do it anymore, so I really had to pass that off to someone. And with fearless tenacity and determination, this person is still on the trail. This is called the Dog on Meat Award. Gordon Lansford. He will not give up. I don't know if you heard Gordon. He asked if this is a new tradition, Rotary kissing. I guess it is. One of our members has more guests than any other member, and I am confident that this person has sponsored more new members than anyone else in our club probably ever. He arranged for our international Asian ambassadors to join us, and he does all of that hospitality so easily and casually. Now, I have to tell you something else about this person. At our board meetings, a lot of times we have very mundane kind of boring things to talk about, like approving minutes, and gee, those snacks on the table are so wonderful, and approving new members, which usually is not a problem at all. But this person, not infrequently, will pipe up after we have talked about the snacks on the table and say, let's set up a mobile dialysis unit in Bangladesh. Oh, let's just build a hospital there while we're at it. Who could that possibly be? This award is called the Gracious Host and Big Ideas Award. So Rayhan, if you'll come on up here.
take a picture.
This woman has a passion for everything she does. For her work with Highland Park and the students, passion for mentoring, and she has even taken on some very significant activities with mentoring, and she has a passion for it. 2 days ago, I heard her say, sure, I'll do that. The most enthusiastic Rotarian Award goes to Melissa Masoner. Look at that smile when she comes after. It's true. Look at that smile.
Look over there. Thank you. Awesome. Wow. You're not letting me get the picture.
A whole lot of work goes on behind the scenes in much of Rotary activity, a lot of times with minimal attention or even notice by the club in the daily activities of our club. What this person does, however, is so important because she leads the efforts to take care of almost $500,000 in our Rotary Foundation and helps to make sure it's invested wisely, not just for the investment, but also for the investment in our community. She is the president of the Topeka Rotary Foundation Board, and this is called the Unsung Hero Award. And Marie Pico, if you would come and get that.
Outfits go.
Writing is a gift, and it's a skill, and it requires great attention to detail, and it's so important for our club. It's very valuable, and 2 women wrote the grants for us this year, and we were awarded every penny that we requested. The 2 winners of the Rotary Pulitzer Prize Award are Edie Sneathen and Glenda Du Bois. I guess Glenda is not here. Some people have that extra warmth, steadiness, maturity, and reliability. And when I asked this person, he did not even blink, but immediately agreed to help with the mentoring at Highland Park and lead it, and he has done so absolutely beautifully. And not only that, but he has done all of this under some very adverse circumstances in the last year, and he's done it all with a smile. The Positive Attitude Award goes to Lee Morris. And he's hardly limping anymore. Yay! This person has the absolute true heart of a Rotarian. In just 1 short year of membership, she volunteers for absolutely everything, including the entire Rotary Freedom Festival last year before she was even a member. She has gone to the Kansas Leadership Training, she has gone to the Rotary Leadership Institute, and she attends pretty much every meeting. And she often asks if she can do anything else to help. So Yana Ross gets the Rookie of the Year Award. Our next award goes to a person for her unbelievably tireless work for months and months, and much of it behind the scenes, more than any of us will really ever know. And all of this is for the success of our signature project, the Freedom Festival, which sometimes seems just impossible, but I tell you, just wait. The Impossible Dream Award goes to Joan Wagner. Joan. There is a man who has shown me tremendous kindness, support, and backing during this entire year, and even then, even well before then. He is always willing to help, to step in, and just be there for whatever I have needed. The We're in This Together award goes to Mark DeGroff. Okay, I'm not even going to make you guess on these last two. If Joni and Linda would please come forward. That would be Joni Underwood and Linda Ireland. I would put up with this all year.
Okay,
Get on either side of me here, come on.
she's still bossing us.
Okay, Joni, I have to tell you, I'm going to start with her. Joni has been there for me every second of the way this whole year. And I can't tell you, Mike, you can attest to this, how many early morning texts we've shared after we've each had a couple of cups of coffee, how many other cups of coffee we have had. Joni is always quick with opinions, which are mostly wise and mostly helpful, but always candid, I can tell you that. Joni has been incredibly supportive to me this year, and she is my dear friend. And this award is called I'm There For You Award. And I have to tell you, for both of these women, if you would feel these bags, they're a little heavier than the others because I worked them both so hard today that they need 2 glasses for the night. Should be a bottle of wine with it too. And Linda Ireland, oh my gosh, I don't even know where to start with you. There is just absolutely not enough to say about Linda. She has given unwavering support, not just to me, but to our club, day and night. She works amazingly hard without ever one word of complaint. Now, occasionally we will look at each other and kind of roll our eyes, and we know what we're thinking. Her skills are beyond what you can imagine. Now, I did the PowerPoint tonight, but all of those slideshows she does, and everything on her website, and all of the updating of all the information on Club Runner, this woman does it, and she does it quickly, and she does it correctly. And she's also my friend. So Linda, you get the Do Anything, Everything, Anytime, and Anywhere award.
And this, I haven't had anything to drink yet, so this is going to get filled as soon as I get home.
I'm starting as soon as this meeting's over. So I want to say thank you all so much for coming tonight. Thank you for all the work that you've done this year and all of the accomplishments that our club has done, and it's all because of you. So I am very grateful. So unless you want to stick around and drink a little longer, I would like you to stand, and we will close tonight with the 4-way test plus 1. Of the things we think, say, or do, is it the truth? Is it fair to all concerned? Will it build goodwill and better friendships? Will it be beneficial to all concerned? And will it be fun?